Hi everyone, welcome to Mindful Crafts and More. I am Katrina. If this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome. Take a look at this video or any of my other videos, and if you find yourself inspired, join my channel. For those of you guys who are returning, welcome back. I appreciate you so much for just hanging out with me for a bit. So guys, today I would like to do the next cloth in the 3 Blessings Challenge. I showed some examples of ways that you can make things for the challenge, and I did get a few requests to show how I made the cloths that I showed. So this is the next one in the series, and today we're going to do love. Okay, so I'm going to show you a picture of the cloth. Okay, so that's the cloth that we're going to be doing today. And let me go ahead and switch my camera so that you guys can see the actual cloth that we're going to be working on. Okay? Okay, guys, so this is the finished piece that we will be working on today. And as you can see, it is comprised of a background of single crochet stitches, and the picture portion or the 3D effect is coming from Bobble Stitches. Okay, so this is the front of the piece. It has a top set of loops that you can use for hanging. And then on the back, you can see that it is a nice and solid piece. The way the bobbles fit into the background makes for a very nice back on this piece as well. Okay, so I'm going to move this out the way and we will show you what materials are needed to get started. All right, guys, so these are materials that you will need. I am using worsted weight yarn, and today we're going to use this Premier Just yarn. It comes as a skein of 131 yards or 120 meters, and the weight is 2.11 ounces or 60 grams. It is a worsted weight yarn. Okay, you will need a pair of scissors, you will need 2 stitch markers, a darning needle or yarn needle, and a size H or 8 or 5mm hook. Okay, so I'm going to move these things out the way and we will get started. Okay guys, so I am ready to get started. I have 2 stitch markers, I have my yarn and my hook. We're going to begin with a slip knot. Place a slip knot on your hook, and then we're going to chain 28. Okay, so looking at the chain, we now have 28, and if you look closely, you have a series of stacked beads for the front of your work and a series of bumps for the back of your work. We're going to work with the front side facing us, so the series of V's. We're going to begin in the second chain from our hook, and we're going to put a single crochet in each stitch going across, beginning with that second chain from the hook. All right, so this is the first chain, and this is the second chain. So you just go right in there and then make a single crochet. All right, so now we're going to just continue to do that all the way across. Okay, so you're going to continue to do that, and each chain going across, I will meet you when I have gotten to the end. Okay guys, I am back, and I have just completed row 1. Once you have completed this row, you should have 27 single crochets that you have completed. We're going to go on to row 2, and we're going to begin with a chain 1 and turn our work. Now we're going to place a single crochet in every stitch across, including the very first single crochet, because our chain 1s do not count as a stitch when we're doing single crochet. So I'll do my very first one, and then I'm going to place my stitch marker, and then I will continue with a single crochet in each stitch across. Okay, so I've done about 7 or so stitches. You're going to continue to put a single crochet in each stitch going across, and once you do that, I will meet you back at the end of row 2. Okay guys, I am back and I have completed row 2. We should have 27 single crochets. Once we've completed this row, we're going to move on to row 3. You're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Place a single crochet in each stitch across, beginning with the first stitch, and don't forget to place your stitch marker. And then just continue on with a single crochet in each stitch across. All right, guys, so I'm going to stop right here, and I want you guys to continue to go across and put a single crochet in each stitch, including the stitch where you placed your stitch marker from the previous row, okay? And I will meet you back. Okay guys, I am back and I have one more stitch to go. I wanted to show you how I work with the stitch markers. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my stitch marker from this stitch, and I'm going to place my last single crochet in that stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and I'm ready for the next row. Now for this row, it is the same thing because we have just completed 3 and we need 4 rows of single crochet for the bottom border, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and place my first single crochet and then replace my stitch marker. Then you're going to place a single crochet in each stitch going across until you have completed the row. Do the exact same thing that I just did at the end of the previous row to finish out this row. I will be back when I have completed row 4 and we're ready to begin our pattern for row 5. Okay guys, we have now completed 4 rows. We're ready to begin row 5, and this begins our textured stitch pattern. So we'll start with a chain 1, turn our work. We're going to place a single crochet in the first 13 stitches, and right after the first one I'm going to go ahead and place my stitch marker. All right, and so we're going to keep going until we've completed 13 stitches. Okay guys, I've completed my 13 stitches. We're now going to place a 5 double crochet bobble in the next stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, come out of the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that 4 more times. Okay, so yarn over, go in, yarn over, come out, yarn over, pull through 2, Okay, so when you have completed all of the partial 5 double crochets for this bobble, you should have 6 loops on your hook. And if you count, I have 6 there. So now I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through all of them. All right. So now we're going to go to the next stitch and we're going to place a single crochet in the next stitch and in the remaining 12 stitches. Okay, so we have completed row 5. Now we're going to move on to row 6. Now, row 6 and every even row is going to be exactly the same. It will just be single crochet in every single stitch beginning with a chain 1, okay? Every even row, okay? So we're going to make our chain 1 and then we're just going to place a single crochet in each stitch. We will have a total of 27 stitches. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to work with this bobble. All right, so I'm going to work to the bobble and then I will show it to you because it does look a little different at the top. You should be able to still see the V's, but because of the bobble stitch, it's just kind of turned ever so slightly, and the stitch right after it is just a little bit smaller. Okay, but you want to make sure to maintain your stitch count that you go into each and every set of loops on your piece. Okay, so I am at the point where I had my single crochet that followed my bobble stitch. And if you notice here, it's just a little bit of a smaller stitch there, but it is important because we don't want to lose our stitch count. So I'm just going to go right in there and put a single crochet. And then I'm going to go into my bobble, which is a little bit bigger. And if you keep your attention straight, then your work should end up nice and even. I haven't had too much of a problem, but I really do pay attention when I do bobbles and whatnot that I try to maintain um, my tension so that my piece is nice and straight. Okay, so I'm just doing this row with you just so that you can see. The other even rows will just kind of allow you to do them. All right, so this is what this looks like. Okay, we have 13 stitches here. Our bobble was here and 13 stitches here. And then when we did the next row, which was row 6, we just did single crochets all the way across. And so your bobble gives that dimension, that extra dimension and the texture. Okay, so now we're going to do row 7. This is going to be the right side of our work. Okay, the where the bobbles pop out is the right side of our work, and the wrong side of our work is where we actually work our bobbles. Okay, so we're going to now do row 7. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're now going to place a single crochet in the first 12 stitches. All right, guys, I've done my 12 stitches, and now I'm going to put a bobble in the next stitch. So once again, yarn over, go in the stitch, yarn over, come out of the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, 5 times, okay? And then pull through all 6 of those loops. Now we're going to place a single crochet in the next stitch and a bobble in the next stitch. Okay, now we're going to put a single crochet in the remaining 12 stitches. I have now completed row 7 and we're ready to begin row 8. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, and because it's an even row, we're going to place a single crochet in each stitch going across. I will meet you back once I have completed row 8 and we are ready for row 9. I'm back, guys. I have completed row 8. We are now ready to begin row 9. Once you've completed row 8, this is what your piece should look like. And we're going to go on to row 9. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're going to begin with single crochet in the first 11 stitches. Okay, we've done 11 single crochets. We're going to place a bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next stitch, bobble in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, bobble in the next stitch, single crochet in the last 11 stitches. Okay, so we have now completed row 9. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. This is what it should look like when you've completed row 9. We're ready to do row 10, which is a single crochet in each stitch across. You will have a total of 27 stitches, and I will see you back when we have completed row 10 and we're ready for row 11. Okay, guys, I'm back. I have completed row 10. We are ready to move on to row 11. So for row 11, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. We're going to put a single crochet in the first 9 stitches. We're going to place a bobble in the next stitch. We're going to place a single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Place a bobble in the next stitch. And we're going to place a single crochet in the last 9 stitches. All right, so that completes row 11. We're now going to chain 1 and place a single crochet in each stitch going across for row 12. All right, I have completed row 12. We're ready to move on to row 13. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Row 13, we're going to place 7 single crochets. Bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next 11 stitches. Bobble in the next stitch. And a single crochet in the last 7 stitches. All right, so we have now completed row 13. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. This is what your piece should look like when you have completed row 13. We're going to move on to row 14, which is an even row, and that's a single crochet in each stitch going across for a total of 27 single crochets. I will meet you back when we have completed that row. Okay guys, I'm back. I have completed row 14. This is what our piece should look like right now. Once we have completed 14 rows, we're going to go ahead and begin row 15. Chain 1 and turn your work. Put a single crochet in the first 5 stitches. Bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next 15 stitches. Bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the last 5 stitches. All right, so that completes 15. This is what our piece looks like right now. The next row is an even row. We're going to put a single crochet in each stitch across, beginning with a chain 1, and I will meet you back once we have completed row 16. Okay guys, so I am back. I've completed row 16. This is where our piece is right now. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're going to begin row 17 with a single crochet in the first 3 stitches. Followed by a bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next 19 stitches. Bobble in the next stitch. Single crochet in the last 3 stitches. All right, so that completes row 17. Row 18 is an even row, so we're going to put a chain 1 and then single crochet in each stitch across for a total of 27 stitches. I will meet you back once I have completed row 18. Okay guys, I am back. I have completed row 18. We're now ready to do row 19. We're going to chain 1, place a single crochet in the first stitch, followed by a bobble, single crochet in the next 23 stitches, we're going to place a bobble in the next stitch, and a single crochet in the very last stitch. All right, so we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. This is what our piece should look like at this point. Okay, now what I'm going to have you guys to do is you're going to repeat row 19 3 more times. So rows 21, 23, and 25 are going to be exactly the same as the row we just did. Okay, so now your even rows are all single crochet. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do row 20, which is a single crochet in each one, but then row 21, 23, and row 25 are going to be exactly the same as row 19. Okay, I will meet you guys back once I have done um, row 19 through 25. All right, so that completes row 25. We're on to row 26, which is a single crochet in each stitch across because it's an even row. And I will meet you back once I have completed row 26. Okay, guys, I am back. We have just completed row 26. This is what our piece should look like so far. I'm going to go ahead and stop this and make this the first part of the video, and then we will pick it back up um, beginning with row 27 and complete the project. And that's so that it doesn't make this one so long. Okay, so if you guys can get to this point right here, you are over halfway completed with the project. Congratulations. We're going to keep on going. So just stay tuned and go to the next video, and we will be ready to complete.